Hey, live.
We got M on here today, baby. M. This Malika, and we got your girl Melissa in here with me today. Hey, sweet sound. Y'all, come on and come on up in here.
Sleep sounds.
We got some
Hey.
real we got a real Jew dropping laugh for y'all today. You know, whenever I'm ready to go live, I'm ready to drop some Jews.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to educate and edify.
Amen.
I
Hey,
don't feel like there's
Kanisha,
nothing else
sister.
meaningful to
Mm,
do or listen to. You know what I'm saying? Like when I go live, I'll just rather if I'm or not even just going live, if I'm coming on YouTube, period, it have to be something either educating me or edifying.
amen.
One or the other. Hey y'all, hey Amelia. Hey Sis Kanisha, hey Sylvia, hey Margie, hey y'all.
Hey, y'all.
For
Mm,
those that's in the group, I didn't tell y'all I was going live because it was like so sudden. Um, ever since yesterday, I had just been building and building, and y'all know we had just ooh.
mm-hmm.
And this morning we was running. I mean, we was running, taking off. We
Listen,
was
I
doing
had to
flippers
take a
around the
nap.
world. Okay.
I had to take a nap. I was running so much.
So I said, Melissa, we got to go live. We
Mm,
have to go live, bring the people up to speed as to what's going on in the natural as well as the spiritual. Okay, and that's my disclaimer. Matter of fact, let me put up my disclaimer too. But that's my disclaimer. That's my verbal disclaimer because I'm saying this because I want people to understand what type of channel I am. I've always been a truth seeking channel, truth seeking individual. Okay? I might get too deep for some of y'all, true enough. But that don't mean it ain't the truth. It just might be something that you're not ready for.
and that's
Okay? But
okay.
just know that I'm always gonna try to bring y'all whatever I feel that my spirit is telling me that this is what it is. That's all I can do. And if it line up with the word, then we know it's real. So that's all I can do, and I'm hoping you guys understand me, understand who I am, and what I'm called here to do. All right. So I'm looking for the disclaimer as I'm speaking, so I can get that up before I
And
even
if
begin.
y'all know who I am, you already know I'm spiritual speaking, Bible teaching, even on my own channel that Father has led me to start. At the end of the day, trying to see the world through the eyes of God, which He is the creator of it. That I'm just bringing you whatever He's given to me to speak about. And if you take the walk, then y'all will, grasp it little by little. No, it's definitely a lot of meat, but I'll try to slide some milk in there for the babies too. Try to make it plain. So that's the goal, y'all.
Amen. Hey, Malika and Melissa got a Facebook page. We got to learn how to work it. My sister gonna teach me how to work it. Okay, Mr. Miles. That's fine. Mr. Miles is saying that because you guys, we have created a Facebook page to fight for justice for these babies, and we really encourage everybody to join this Facebook page. It is a closed page, but it's not a secret. It's not a secret page. Okay. Anybody is welcome to join. We just ask that nobody just come and hold the water. You know, we want real people that's really willing to put in some work and get some answers and get the truth out there. Okay, help us get the truth out there. So that link will be dropped throughout this live. Just pay attention to hopefully Nightbot will be working. If not, then I'll try to make sure I get the link going. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this disclaimer up real quick so we can go ahead and get this information out. Um, yeah, so y'all look forward to that link. So you guys, we want you guys to join the Facebook group. Okay, so we can continue to get this truth out here. And that's that. So here's the disclaimer. All right, this live is for fair use purposes and educational purposes only. All right, and that's that. Hey, everybody coming in. If y'all could do me a favor, hit that like button on your way in. Drop that justice for Maleah, J4M. This live right here is intended for Maleah to bring justice where there is no justice. That's what we're all about. And to bring you guys truth from what's going on, some updates from what's going on in the natural, but also from the spiritual realm. Okay? All right. So just to kind of bring everybody up to speed what's going on in the natural, because I know it's like a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff that's going on. I've been trying to catch up with everything. I've been touching bases with the ladies in the group. They've been keeping me updated with a lot of stuff. So I know it's a lot of rumors right now going on as to have the mother been charged. As of right now, the mother has not been charged. I have not seen anything. I have not heard anything about the mother being charged. We also did a background warrant search for Harrison County, and her name does not pop up as having a warrant out. So there is no warrant out for her. And this was last night when we actually did the warrant search. So I don't know what happened this morning. I don't know if that changed as of last night. But according to last night, there was no warrant for her. Um, and I don't believe the mother is facing any charges as of right now. So we don't know what they're behind the scenes cooking up. It's a lot of rumors, a lot of stuff going on. It's a lot of confusion, which takes me back to Kanika case. It reminds me of Kanika case, and there was a lot of information put out there, but it seemed like more misinformation than real information. Okay, then you have social media who just cooking this stuff up and doing their own investigating and doing their own and putting their own information out there. You have all type of news reporting sources that just became news reporters and start putting information out there as if they have, firsthand information. Then you have different videos and different statements and interviews from people that know her, text messages out. It's a lot. And if we don't gain control over this thing now, I'm sorry to say, but it would end up becoming a circus, just like Kanika's case. Do anybody do anybody see that? So it's really a lot out there because I know I was even going back and forth like, oh my God, oh okay, I'm over here shouting like, yes, Lord, they got Brittany, um, a warrant out for Brittany arrest. And I had to search it for myself. See, when you actually look at stuff for yourself and you like, wow, okay, so there's no proof of that. Okay, so yeah, they saying this right here, but I have not seen any proof of that until we actually see some proof of that. We just constantly going back and forth. And I'm not saying it ain't coming. I'm definitely praying and hoping it's coming. I'm definitely hoping and praying it's coming. But what I'm saying is I'm trying to separate the rumors from the facts. Fact is, as of now, we have not seen any warrant out for her. And like I said, we looked up last night her name in the Harrison County warrant search, okay, online, which anybody can do, okay, and it's free of charge. And there was no warrant out for her arrest as of last night. So, like I said, I don't know if things have changed this morning because I didn't check that before I did this lab because it was so much I wanted to touch on doing this lab right here. But I can tell you, as of last night, there was no warrant out for her arrest. So I don't know what's being said, y'all. It seemed like to me we're going to have a lot of distractions. We're going to have a lot of misinformation. We're going to have a lot of truth mixed with lies, just like it was with Kanika's case. So we have to be very careful as to what we take in as truth, okay, and be able to discern what's real and what's fake. And do you see what I'm saying? Because even people that knows her best, we can't really trust their story and their testimony. Do you see what I'm saying? We don't know who to trust at this point, okay? Even when it comes to people that's speaking on this case, just civilians that's putting information out, we don't know who to trust. And we have to be really gentle when it comes to this case, that it don't end up being a circus like Kanika's case. That's just what I really wanted. Like, it's on my heart to say that. And we have to really make sure we operate in the spirit and with the spirit and by the spirit when dealing with this case and cases like this. Okay. because it's so much that God can actually expose if we allow Him to. If we step outside ourselves and stop leaning on our own understanding, it's so much that can be exposed when He's trying to show us something. He's trying to tell us something. So I just want us to be able to just humble ourselves and understand what's going on and not and kind of tune out all the noise and all the distractions, because if we don't, we end up going through the same state of confusion, agony, frustration that we did dealing with Kanika's case. All right, family. All right. So to bring y'all up to speed, like I said, if anybody, let me look in the chat room. If anybody heard anything different, let me know. All right. But as of now, there is no warrant. We are praying, we are hoping, and we are going to intercede that there is going to be a warrant for Brittany's arrest and that she will be in prison. But also, for right now, we don't have that information. But also, what's been updated? Darion Vance has actually now said that he did not confess to doing anything to Maleah. And let's pull that report up. Actually, like, I don't want to just narrate it for you guys. We're gonna pull it up because he have responded from in jail. Okay, and he's basically saying the opposite of what Mr. Cornell X said. Okay, and which brings me to really want to do this live today because there's so much that I want to show y'all and point out. We're going to get into, really who is Cornell X, because Cornell X is the one that delivered this information um, about Maleah's whereabouts. He spoke as if Darion was remorseful or wasn't remorseful. He spoke as if Darion was like a cold-blooded killer. Even though he did not say, in verbatim, he killed Maleah, he spoke as if he insinuated that he killed Maleah by accident, but he had no remorse. Did anybody else pick that up, or was it just me?
I picked
So
it up.
we need to kind of like ask ourselves, what was the point of him saying that if it's not, and how did he even know where Maleah's body was if Darion did not say these things to him? So let's get into Darion's response though. Okay. First and foremost. So you got something you want to say while I'm trying to pull that up real quick.
Well, the first thing is, can y'all get the likes up because we have 18 likes and 11 thumbs down, and we're not
11
speaking.
already?
Mhm. Yes.
It's a whole group that's after me.
Yeah.
And I'm laughing at y'all. It's a whole group that don't like me. I wonder if they got like a little tag Malika team or something, like a little private tag Malika team out there. I'm like, dang, I only got like 30 viewers. How in the world do I have 11? Like, I'm just like, and I haven't even really got to like any bomb dropping things, anything. Only thing I've been doing is just repeating the news and speaking on the things that's being said in the natural. That's it.
Mhm.
Wow. But anyway, thanks for that, sis, because I didn't even know. That goes to show y'all that my focus is not on YouTube, YouTubers, trolls, haters, none of that stuff. My focus is on Maleah. Okay, but anyway,
And the truth.
Darion Vance, if you guys can see it, drop me a one. Darion Vance denies killing Maleah. Okay, and you guys, this was right after we had Quan X saying that, basically insinuating, let me clear that up, basically insinuating that Darion not only killed Malika, but he had no remorse. Okay? So Darion, who is the primary suspect connected to the death of Maleah Davis, spoke in exclusive jailhouse interview with ABC 13's Chauncey Glover. So Chauncey Glover is actually the one that spoke to Darion and quoted everything, okay, that he's supposed to have said. Okay, so this is his words right here. Now we're gonna always talk about what's being said and make sure everybody is caught up to speed in the natural, and we're gonna bring y'all some Jews, okay, and show you guys what's going on and connect some dots in the spiritual, in the spirit realm. All right, so this was Darion's response. I ain't no killer, bro. Vince said. Chauncey, I loved Maleah so much. I did for her more than her own parents. I never had a biological daughter. I would never do anything to hurt her. This don't sound like a man with no remorse. That's not me. Ask anyone who knows me, and they'll tell you I'm not that type of dude, and I was a good dude with the kids. This don't sound anything like the person that he was describing. Somebody that said it was an accident, or somebody that said somebody that he felt that spoke with no remorse. Vince is charged with tampering with evidence. So let's just clear that up. Vince is not charged with the murder of Maleah. A lot of people had that mistaken too. As of right now, nobody has been charged with Maleah's murder. Okay, he is in jail right now for tampering with the court. All right, and the only thing that, from my understanding, he has admitted to was tampering with the court, was actually moving a body. Now we don't know that because I haven't actually seen that or heard that publicly from him, from them quoting him saying that. But he never admitted to killing Maleah. He actually said he would never do anything. And I'm just quoting what's being said. Okay. And so for those, just kind of straighten out, he's not arrested for murder. Nobody right now is arrested for murder. Okay. And as I showed you guys, there's not even a warrant out for Brittany's arrest for Maleah's murder. Okay, so maybe an investigation is still ongoing, still pending, and nobody has, a chart or whatever. I'm not saying that. We still hoping, we still praying, we still interceding. I'm just bringing everybody up to speed, okay, as to what's going on. All right, our family with Maleah, with the kids, Brittany cooking dinner and watching Netflix. Vince said, don't even really sound like he even attacking Brittany. He hadn't really said anything to me that really attacked her. You know what I'm saying? Other than the fact that I was better with the kids than her. I would spend more time with them than her. But other than that, he didn't really say anything that really attacked her or really called her out like, hey, it wasn't me, it was her. But just insinuating. Even insinuating it was her. I didn't see anything. But anyway, y'all, that was his response to that. And y'all know he turned 27 when he was in jail. Um, this is the thing that really stood out to a lot of us. When Chauncey asked him about Maleah's death, he said she didn't suffer. He quoted, nothing bad happened to Maleah, which I find that very hard to believe. I'm pretty sure all of us do. A lot of us find that very hard to believe. But he quote unquote, said nothing bad happened to Maleah. Okay. So, of course, something is very strange about his testimony, about his story. Maleah was found, so we all know that was found May 31st in Hope, Arkansas. Okay, so I just wanted to bring everybody up to speed as to what's going on right now. Darion is basically saying that he did not do this, he did not kill Maleah. He is defending himself um, against Quanell's ex accusations. It seems to me that Quanell X is really defending Brittany, and let me say why I say he's kind of defending Brittany, because he's never openly said that Brittany murdered Maleah or was with him when Maleah was murdered. He never openly admitted that she knew Maleah was in the house and that she had anything to do with Maleah's death. It seems as to me he is more connected to Brittany than Darion, and it was oh, I see setup. And also, y'all, if y'all can remember, I should have actually got this video, but I want to say Brittany's sister, is her name Natasha. Mike Larry actually interviewed her, and she said too that she believed that this was a setup. Y'all know my take on it. I believe that both of them did it together. I believe they ride or die. They both in it in the same thing. I think they both did it together. But I think that once they got caught, on once they seen that surveillance camera from the neighbor's apartment picked that up, I think that's when the ball drops and people start pointing fingers and you start seeing the blame game. But And that's just my opinion. That's just my take on it. But I do believe that Brittany could have been maybe the one that was maybe the aggressor, maybe the one that actually did this, the thing, and he might be covering up for her. Okay, but one thing I'm really questioning for sure, like I'm really looking at now, is Quanell X. And I say that because he's never once really placed Brittany there during the time of Maleah's death. He's never said anything other than the fact that she was a star, basically a mom that committed, that overlooked abuse and that maybe neglected her child. So it seems that me he's more fighting to get Maleah. I'm sorry, he's fighting to get Brittany maybe more neglect charges and abuse charges, maybe and get away with murder and actually pin everything on Darion. Like I said, right now that's just my opinion because right now we still waiting on everything to come out. Okay, but the way I see everything, I've been very versatile about how I see everything. I've been telling you guys that in the group. I really feel that Quanell is really playing the side of helping Brittany to pin everything on Darion and helping him to get her. She's going to have to do sometimes. She's going to have to get in trouble. And we also have to remember, too, that this guy's an activist. He has to appease the people. He has to appease the crowd. So, of course, he has to stand on the side of everybody else, on the side of the people and say, yeah, I agree with y'all. Brittany is wrong. She overlooked this. She neglected Maleah. But never would he say she hurt her baby. She killed her baby. She did this to her baby. And like I said, that is my opinion on it. What in the world happened? Okay. Melissa, is anything you want to add before I get out of here?
No, I think
I just sit right here.
you breaking it down real good. You breaking it down real good. At the end of the day, we just have to understand that when you see confusion, what I need y'all to see and understand, even before Malika continues to go on or proceeds, anytime you see confusion, you have to see the hand of the devil in it, and that's from the
Amen.
spiritual point of view. God is not the author of confusion. So whatever he said, he meant what he said. He will fulfill those promises of which he spoke out of his mouth. Breathe upon. Okay. At the end of the day, when anytime that you see all this confusion and webs of lies that are made, you have to understand that this is an enemy tactic because you have the believers and you have the non-believers, and so they are creating a division. Nobody as a mother. I'm a mother myself. Malika's a mother as well. Nobody as a mother wants to come out here and say anything against another mother. We understand how hard it is to do what it is that we do as true mothers. But when it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, y'all have to understand that it's a duck. It's not because we hate all moms when they lose their babies. No, this
Exactly.
is has been suspicious from the beginning. It has been confusion from the beginning. So you have to understand that this is when we see that, we instantly know that this is an enemy tactic. This is an enemy plot. Okay? So that's all I'm gonna say. We can go
And
on.
Melissa, that's the hardest thing to get people do is to see the enemy. That's the hardest thing to get people to do to see is the black area, the dark area to this. Like it's like everybody want to just stick with the narrative, stick with the picture that's painted. And when you show the people that the devil is in the details, they don't want to see it. And if y'all also pay attention, a lot of times we might speak on things. Now, Melissa, I know you peep this. We might speak on things, and later on, the Father show us why He even had us speaking on it, or why He even brought that up, and we might not know it during that time. And I say that because if y'all can remember, I'm about to show y'all this. If y'all can remember, in one of my lives, I said something to y'all about. I said, I think it was about a Kanika video. I said, now drop me a one. I want y'all to pay attention because please, those that have ears should be hearing what the Spirit is saying. If y'all can remember in one of my lives, drop me a one for those that remember. I said, There's another group involved, and I haven't heard nobody really touch on this other group. I said they more like the modern day Black Panthers and a station. I know it's one, it's a group stationed in Detroit. I know it's a group stationed in Chicago. Who remember me speaking on this modern day Black Panther group? Who remember me just speaking on this days ago when I was talking about Kanika's case? Because I also need witnesses out there in the chat room. Drop me a one if you remember me talking about that. And I say, I believe that this group has ties. I said it for a little piece of moment, but I said I got to do some more research, some more work, and bring it back. And I don't really want to say too much out there, but they kind of remind me of like the modern day Black Panther. They like the modern day Black Panthers. I need my witnesses. I need my witnesses. All right, because he will always send to a mortal witness. He will always send to a mortal witness. He's saying one to sow the seed and another will come behind you and water it. And then look, you got a great cloud of witnesses. What do I find in Wikipedia? Who is Quanell X? Quanell X is the leader of the new Black Panther Nation in Houston, Texas. Now, if y'all can remember, y'all just agreed, everybody just dropped me a one. Y'all remember me saying, and it was a group that I believe that was associated with Kanika's death. And I said they like the new modern day Black Panthers, but I'm not going to really speak on them until I do some more homework. Come on, God. Did y'all not hear it? Y'all witnessed that. Who is this man? Who is this activist that stood up front and center and possibly lied and already knew where her whereabouts was at? This guy, Cornell X, is another one of those new Black Panther people that I was just speaking to y'all about days ago. Y'all can't tell me God ain't over here with us. Okay, I just didn't know they had one station also in Houston because I talked about it being one. I said, I know it was one in Detroit, and I talked to y'all for a minute. And I said, my friend joined one in Detroit. They supposed to be like a Black Power to the people, like the new modern day Black Panthers. I told y'all that. I said, but when things go like real crime goes on in Detroit all the time, you don't see them nowhere to be found. But when it's stories like this, they right there front and center. Remember, I was saying that. I said, well, or are they? Remember, I said that, and here it is again. We find that Quanell X is a leader of the new Black Panther Party Nation in Houston, Texas. Is anybody helping me make these connections? We're gonna have to center on him. We're gonna have to. Also, the Nation of Islam, which we have always talked about, pointed out, and we showed you guys how a lot of the Freemasons they into Chrislam or Islam. Okay, so is this guy right here? Because yeah, we want to know a little bit more about him. We want to center in, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys, which we really don't have time today to do a whole video on him, but just Google it, search it on YouTube. There's all type of videos about him scamming people, being a con artist, scam people in the neighborhood, innocent people that was just looking for some help, some media coverage, some attention, and he took their money and ran off. All type of videos. I mean, Melissa, you saw some videos where they had like what 19, 20 parts to it
Yeah.
that was talking about him. So we know that he's not a person that's not used to the media or the media attention. We know that Brittany Bowens, for those that don't know, drop me a two and I'll go ahead and I'll show you guys that. But we know that she's also not a stranger to the news media, right? We also know that Brittany Bowens is not a stranger to the media. We know that Quanell X is not a stranger to the media. Okay, and he is the leader. He's the leader of the new Black Panther Party. All right, and I brought that up, and I had to bring that up, you guys, because I remember it was something that stood out about this particular group. They call different things in different areas, but and I'm not gonna keep saying their name because God, Jesus, but If y'all following me, they call different things in different areas, but what they are is like the new modern day Black Panther parties. And I brought them up before on Kanika's case, so to see them again here, or to see a main activist or somebody that was speaking out on this case, to be a part of that right there, that stood out to me because I know what the Lord showed me before in a different case. Okay. And so also I wanted to show you guys, because me and Melissa and the girls in the group, we was talking about how um what if Quanell, because we really don't have all the facts, so I have to say allegedly, or what if Quanell lied about his conversation, listen to me, with Darion, just as Andrew Holmes lied about seeing Kanika walk into the freezer? Why do you have two advocates, advocates, whatever, I can't pronounce the word, activists? Why do you have two very important people, okay, that standing behind these mothers or beside these mothers at the time when the story first come out, when the story first dropped? You got these two very important guys, okay, who are Masonic, but we're gonna put that to the side for a minute. But these very two guys, these two pillars of the community, speaking out. But when they speak out, they lying. Do that make sense? Why did Andrew Holmes lie and say he's seen a video of Kanika walk into the freezer? Why, if it's proven that he lied about his whole conversation with Darion, why? Because y'all whole point is supposed to be to get these parents justice, right? It's a fight for the parents, right? So why come out the gate lying? Or are you planted there to bring confusion? Or are you there? Are you the middleman between the scam and the community, and you bring confusion? Hello, we woke over here.
Yeah, because it's who sent you. Why are you? The whole purpose is who. At the end of the day, what I need people to understand is when they are intertwined or joined into these societies, that they come first, and even before their blackness, even before what they're being an activist for. That is they are blood brothers, blood sisters
Yes,
in
they are.
covenant
Yes, they
with one
are.
another,
Yes, they
and
are.
they are obligated to them before they are obligated to anybody else. Their agenda is first obligation. But go ahead.
I hear you. I hear you, sis, and I'm listening. I just dropped this photo of a collage that I made because since how we was talking about how they just a modern day Jesse and Al Sharpton. Um, And so I just, put this collage together because I want people to actually understand what's going on. You know what I'm saying? I want people to actually understand. They've been doing it. They've been putting their people in position. Okay, because it's also a political propaganda as well. Because what they do is they come in, they win the people over because they come in and they play hero, right? And they become the face for the people. Okay, and then next thing you know it, they running for office. It happened to Jesse Jackson. It happened with Al Sharp. You see what I'm saying? Next thing you know, they running for office because it's also a way to get them in the door politically. When we speak in propaganda, this right here, this is what worked on their end because propaganda can get them in the door politically. Do y'all get what I'm saying? These two, can I say coons? Would y'all be mad at me if I say coons? Ain't nobody but the modern day Al and Jesse. And gatekeepers. Exactly. And see, and it's not, and let me, I'm gonna point out to you guys too how all of this stuff is organized. I don't want people to think that this stuff is just by chance. This is just a coincidence. This stuff just no. All of this stuff is planned. Do y'all not know that Illuminati got a deck of cards and they got games with the blueprint and everything on this stuff is planned and well organized. And I'm getting ready to prove this to y'all. Okay. Andrew Holmes was the person that spoke up in the big tragic event, tragic story of Kanika. Then you have this one right here, Quanell X. He was the spokesperson, the activist for Maleah Davis, which, like I said, these guys have always been the middleman between the scheme or the tragic event or the story, whatever y'all want to call it, and the people. That is their job. That is their position. That is where they stand. That is what they're supposed to do. Now, whether they feeding us bull or they feeding us truth, that's, you see what I'm saying? That's a different story. But their job is to be the mediators, the middleman between the story and the people. Like I said, the scheme and the people. Okay, but this is what I want you guys to understand and see. I'm gonna get back to this picture in a minute. I want you guys to understand that this stuff is planned. It's very well planned and orchestrated. So when I show stuff, a lot of times people just want to walk away from my videos because it's just too much to take in, and they don't want to believe that this is what's going on right now. But not because Malika was not dropping Jews. Okay? Because I can always come back with another receipt weeks later, days later, months later. And I didn't even plan it to be like that, but it just happened like that because this is the truth. And you can't run from it. Period. This stuff is planned out. What are we looking at? And why is it important? Because remember, we talking about the number 3 and the number 4. Remember, I kept telling y'all when it comes to these stories, and when Kanika's story, you saw the number 3, you saw the number 4 all over her story. Remember, I just showed y'all in Maleah's story, you see the number 3 and the number 4 all over her story. Whether it be they left at 6:30, they left at 6:40, they did it at 3 o'clock, did it at 3:40, did it at 3:33, whatever. I showed you guys, you always see the 3 and the 4. We saw the 3 and the 4 surrounding Kanika's death. We saw the 3 and the 4 surrounding Maleah's death. Did you guys know that Chicago is the number 3, the third largest city, and Houston is the fourth largest city of the U.S.? There go that number 3 and 4 again. Together, there go your 7. I'm just saying, before it even hit me, like, wow, Chicago was the third largest city, Houston is the fourth largest city. I already pointed out to y'all the 3 and 4 symbolism and correlation. I already showed y'all that. Now here it is, the Father is saying they using this and they mapped out everything so perfectly. This is the third and fourth largest city. Here's your number 3 and 4 all over again. To keep the rituals and the energy and everything going, everything have to match so perfectly. So why did the next tragic bit that just hit us like that, bam, in Houston was Maleah? It was played out to happen that way, and they send a Masonic activist. Listen to me. They send one of their people to be the spokesperson between the scheme and the community. They have always done this. Hold on. They have always done this. Listen to what I'm saying to y'all, because it is a part of they are in a group. They are in a secret group. They are part of an organization that wants to be in office politically, that wants to take over the communities, that's why y'all talking about clout. Why y'all think they want clout? They don't just want clout, they want to be in office. They want to be known. You see what I'm saying? It's a little bit deeper than clout, y'all.
It's what is the word I'm looking for? Um, oh man. Like you know how we got the presidents that go out here and they go to different towns and they have town hall meetings and whatever. They're pretty much it's almost like the same thing how they're going through and being in different places just for recognition, just so that they can get their name out there. It's almost like marketing. Come through, Father. It's like marketing. They're marketing themselves out here in the public to make y'all interested in wanting to know who they are and what it is that they do. Do y'all understand what I'm saying?
Just the same way as Jesse and Al did. And that's why we knew who Jesse and Al was.
But see,
You
the
see
whole
what I
thing
mean? You would
is
have
that
never
even
known
with
who
them,
Al and Jesse was had they not put themselves in position, just as these two did, or was not put in position by the higher ups, just as these two were. The only difference is we're awakened now. So these modern day Masonic activists is not just about the. We're not sleeping on them.
but see, if you had some old heads in the time of Jesse and Al, them old wise elders that we have, that they was telling us they're crooked. They could already see through all of the propaganda that they was out here. What their expectation and what they thought, the enemy told them that they had an opportunity and a chance to be the first black president, but at the end of the day, they really didn't have the stuff. So they keep doing this work, thinking that one day they're gonna give it to them, one day they're gonna let them do it. But at the end of the day, that was a false. They came appearing as an angel in light, but really they are wolves in sheep's clothing. Come through, Father. Go ahead,
Come
sis.
on, Father. And this is what y'all have to understand, because this is their gain. This is what they gain from this. If we wonder like what is their gain, because a lot of times we want to say, okay, well, this is a whole separate type of scheme. Like the bottom pyramid is not connected with the higher ups. I even had somebody arguing with me in a Facebook group saying, the modern day Masons is nothing like the ones that you're talking about. And I said, sweetheart, they are all on the same. If they're a true Mason, they have to take a certain oath and they have to level up. You see what I'm saying? In order for them to get this information. But they are all connected. So a lot of times people have a hard time believing that they connected because they don't understand what are these people gaining from it. These people, it's a political gain from these people. These people are gaining, and they also Uncle Tom, who's hoping to gain enough clout from even the higher ups so they can be in office and they can get support, some more supporters, and they can get finance, and they can. Do y'all see where I'm going with this? Whew. Let's keep it 1,000 over here, because I ain't about playing no games with
And
nobody,
even as you
especially
were
not the devil.
speaking, in my spirit, I heard like a boxing match. Boxing match. You see how when they sit next to each other, in the press conferences, how they sit up there and they talk and they stuff whatever back and forth. By the end of fights, they're hugging because the whole idea and the whole object of the thing is for them to gain people to pay per view it, people to come and see it. They get a lot of money to get their head beat in, and it's no different from a mandingo fight back in the age of slavery.
Okay. Hey, Sakina. She said, "Get him, sis." That's right. That's right, Antoine. Confirmation all day. They like journalists to like to gather information and take it back to headquarters. Right, to make my point. Exactly. They the street journalists. They the hood journalists. They the hood journalists. And they getting paid to go deliver this news. See, they get off on people's death. And we be thinking that they coming to the rescue. You see what I'm saying? But when you really got mothers out there that's struggling, and you got people that really can't afford to pay these activists, then they want to scam them. When you got people that's giving their last little check, they last little $1,000 first of the month check, then they take that and they run. They don't help them people because they all about political gain, political propaganda. They all about their own selfish things. See, he could have already known where Maleah body was at, but see, it worked in his favor to play hero. And this is not his first time doing that. This is not his first rodeo, you guys. Let's point that out, Melissa. Y'all, for those that don't know, this is
Exactly.
not, and we speaking about Cornell X. This is not his first rodeo of playing hero. He's done this before. And what I found rather odd, the story is even similar. The stories is even similar. So I'm getting ready to pull that up for those that have no idea about this. This is not his first rodeo. Like I said, he is not a stranger to media attention whatsoever. And not to mention, he was a football player back in his days, back in his college days. So he's not a stranger to media, and neither is Brittany Bowen.
And the fact that her own sister called her out on these things, that's her relative. So
That's
if
right.
she's seeing the same things that we seeing, that is just, something ain't right in the water, something don't smell right, it don't taste right, it don't sound right, it don't look right. Anytime that
as well as
all your
her
gates,
mom.
all of your gates are affected by this. Your heart gate, everybody feeling something. Anytime that your gates are affected by this, and I got goosebumps just talking about it. So that means the spirit is moving. Anytime that your all your gates are affected by these things, y'all need to understand that this is Father trying to open up your eyes, open up these gates to for you to receive something that He's trying to show you. And then
Hello.
He sends His people. Then He dispatches His people to come out here and speak unto the
And
truth that
confirm
it
it.
is.
That's right.
And He is continuing to confirm His word through this. The whole thing is that what they're doing is creating division amongst the very own people, the mothers that say, "How can anybody sit up here and talk about a mother?" Well, guess what? We went through the same thing with KJ.
That's right.
But where is everybody drawn to the same? We're all in the same area, except for a few people who are defending this woman.
But guess what? You know what, y'all? I had to learn, and I remember sharing this with y'all openly. The Lord had to teach me to go into. Okay, He had already showed me that I was about to go into a battle and be a sheep amongst wolves. He already let me know that, and He already let me know that they were going to try to devour me. Okay, but one thing, one tactic that He showed me, and that I learned over time is that, and I remember sharing this with y'all, and I don't know how much more I can stress this. He said to me, "Do not go into this thing with your heart." And I believe that the Lord had really stressed that to me because I'm a Cancer. Okay, so if y'all know anything about zodiac signs, I'm naturally, it's just supposed to be a part of my sign. I'm just naturally soft. I'm naturally emotional. I'm sensitive. And so the Lord let me know going into this battle right here, going into where I'm getting ready to send you, you cannot go into it with your heart. You have to go into it using your mind and using everything that you have learned and what I'm going to teach you up until this point. You see what I'm saying? Like you cannot go into this thing emotional or using your emotions. Don't get me wrong. I do get emotional a lot reading these stories, but a lot of time I got to shake it off because the devil that I'm warring against don't care nothing about my emotions. He can care less about my tears, and I can't win this battle fighting with tears. Even my own battle with my own life. You see what I'm saying? Him attacking my own life. I can't win this battle with me with tears in my eyes. I got to dry up my tears and stand up bold and say, "No, thus says the Lord, for it is written." Okay, because just like He challenged Jesus, He gonna challenge us. So I have to be able to want to say no, for it is written. So you have to be able to use your mind, use your head, use your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding to be able to defeat the enemy. You have to be able to know the word to defeat the enemy. He don't care nothing about your emotions. You can be crying all day about Maleah Davis and he laughing at you. He can care less about that. So I had to literally get out of my feelings and say, "Okay, devil, you know what? You want some? Come and get it. You want it? Come and get it. Let me see who are what all soldiers God got lined up and see who want to align together and take you on." You see what I'm saying? So these demonic people right here that what we calling out, they don't phase us one bit. You see what I'm saying? Because we already knew what we was dealing with going into this thing. They was, but I refused to let them devour me. But anyway, so Maleah Davis, case, this is a news report, an article I picked up. It's fairly similar to a heartbreaking case in 2008, which was a double murder in Pasadena. Okay, so if y'all haven't heard about that, it's really similar, and it's another a case that was mentioned and brought to the public, brought forth by Quanell X. Okay, I'm just gonna point a few things out just in case you guys hadn't been up on this or seen this. Okay, in the summer 2008, 7-year-old Randy Sylvester Jr. and 3-year-old Denham Sylvester were reportedly missing from their Pasadena apartment complex, another apartment complex. Okay, just pay attention, y'all. Um, the father, Randy Sylvester, told investigators the children were kidnapped by two men. Listen to the story, y'all. Jesus. If this don't wake y'all eyes, I don't know what will. If this live today don't wake people up, then I don't feel like I don't know what will. I'm praying for you. Anyway, they didn't believe him, but there wasn't enough evidence to charge Sylvester. in connection with with the children's disappearance. At one point, he told detectives they'll find Randy and Denham. They find Randy and Denham in a pond. They drained the entire pond but found nothing. Then a week after the children vanished, Cornell X, the activist, y'all, convinced Sylvester to tell him where the bodies really were. So here it is. You had another situation where two children came up missing in an apartment complex. The father said that he was kidnapped by two men. Okay, and here it is. Cornell comes into the situation and convinced the father, excuse me, and convinced the father to tell where the bodies were. So, based off Cornell's tip, investigators found the partially burned children back in a wooden chest inside the suitcase that was left in a wooded area. Okay, so the children were left inside of a suitcase inside a wooded area, and the police got this tip because of Cornell pressuring or using his tactics, as he say, on Sylvester. So here it is. You have a story that's just as similar to Maleah's story. And here it is, Cornel X once again come out what on top as a hero. Here it is, he come out again on top as the hero. Sylvester was arrested and charged with capital murder in this case. Okay, during his 2010 trial, testimony showed a neighbor had seen same thing. Y'all listen. In his 2010 trial, testimony had showed a neighbor had seen Sylvester leaving the apartment with a wooden chest. Same story. The only difference is we saw him leaving with a black trash bag. Police testified that Sylvester cleaned up the apartment to hide evidence. Same thing we see here with the Darion case. Sylvester pleaded guilty and was sentenced to life in prison. Okay. Many men have confessed these types of crimes to me and involving children. This was Cornell's statement. And the confession has always proven to be true. So he is the type of guy that can come into a situation, put the pressure on it. He got this certain recipe that he cooked up that worked for him every time. Okay. And he probably can't help with all the crime, the black on black crime that's going on in Houston, but he got this recipe that can help, you know, help him come to the rescue, and that way he come out on top as a superhero every time. It never fails. Everybody not going to agree with his method. We don't even know what his method is. This is a private secret recipe. But he's brought closures to many families. And I'm not, and please, y'all, don't think that I'm just on here bashing this man, anything like that. But as Mr. Miles said, sometimes you do have to center in on certain people and just try to we need to center in on everybody pertaining to these cases. Okay? And not skip nobody, not leave one stone unturned. Okay? But he's brought closure to many families. They say he's gained enough stuff out of perpetrators that nobody else has been able to get in. And one thing we can't say, all glory be to God, because whether or not he's doing this stuff for, for these baby's sake or for his own political gain, in which I believe it's a little bit of both. Okay. The fact of the matter is, we're getting closures. We're getting closure by him exposing whatever it is he's exposing and taking us to the body. You know what I'm saying? These babies are able to have proper burials. I can say that's the one great thing that's coming out of this man's existence so far as we can see. But other than that, I really don't know, or I really can't say 100% that his intentions is not ill. I really can't say that. Okay, but yeah, we're gonna thank God the fact that he did expose the information. He did tell where Maleah was at, because he didn't have to do that. Is it all a part of the agenda and plan? I believe so. I believe that every step that they make is strategic, and I do believe it is to rattle people's fear, rattle people, shake people's fears, get people all rattled up emotionally, get our, so they can collect our energy. Y'all know what I believe. Y'all already know. Okay, Melissa, you want to add something to it, honey, before I go to the next thing?
Nope, you on point. You are so on point. What y'all listen, it's a whole. A tiger can't change his stripes. How do you identify a tiger? You know that they have stripes. That's how you know. I don't care if they're camouflaged in the wilderness, in the forest, the land of Africa. They are still a tiger. It's nothing that you can do to change it. So he's not going to change. He's going to continue to keep doing the things that he's doing because so far for him it has worked. So far for him, he knows like these people are the illuminated ones. Are the enlightened ones, as they call themselves. They think that they are more intelligent than us lay people.
Mhm.
And so they can manipulate us. Don't y'all realize that they calling you ignorant?
Mhm.
They acting like they up on a pedestal that they better than us. And so they can say we know our own people, so we can go out here and easily deceive them. But the people who they're working for is not for our people. We have to stop looking at things like it's black and white because it's not. It's about money and riches and recognition. That's what it's
Okay.
about.
And pushing forth these agendas because you can't be a popular or a person. How do they explain it? A person of influence in this world without standing on either side of the gate. Like you either gonna be attacked by them or you gonna be on their side. You're gonna be a puppet for them. You know what I'm saying? Like you cannot be a person of influence without that. It's gonna be one of the other. You either gonna be their puppet and pushing forth their agenda because let's be honest, it's their world. The devil,
Yeah.
God already told us the devil got dominion over this and to
And if we
come back
talking
and take
about the
over.
word, in a word, what does the word say? You cannot worship God and money. You'll either love one and hate the other, or love the other and despise the one. Period. Period. It's written. That
It's
is
been
something.
so much we being showed. So we have been talking about the number 3434. So we need to understand that, all of this stuff was really planned out like that. We see the number 3 4. Um Surrounding this case, Cheryl just really pulled out. I don't know if y'all actually seen the comments, but she actually just said that Brittany's flight landed at 4:30, not 12 o'clock. So it was actually 4:30. There go your other 4-3 correlation. So I'm trying to make it make sense for everybody. Okay. And we see it in Kanika's case. We see the 3-4. What time did Miss Teresa say she got that phone call? She said it was 4:34. We got the same time with Miss Teresa. She just did a 7-11, a full 7-11 because anytime you have a 4-3-4, that's 7 and 11. You see what I'm saying? But right here you have the same thing. Okay, and that's because they operate. They are like Melissa was just saying. They are manipulating outcome. They are orchestrating chaos and orchestrating an outcome. You see what I'm saying? So they take in considerations of everything is taken consideration. Symbols, numbers, colors, everything is coded. I'm telling you guys, this is what's going on. So I just wanted to pull that back up before we move on to something else, so you guys can remember that 3-4 symbolism. Okay, and we lived in the fact that we lived in the time of 7-11. For those that's new to the channel, please go back to some of the old videos because of the stuff we talking about now only lines up with the stuff that we've been spoke about. Okay? Nothing new is under the sun. All of this stuff they doing is of the old, y'all. It's all of the old. Nothing new is under the sun. And just like people denied Christ and denied, the truth then, they still doing the same thing today. Okay, so moving along. What I wanted to share with you guys next. Like I said, we're going to look at this thing in a spiritual aspect, and go even a little bit deeper for those that's ready. Um, I pointed out the fact that this was a gay and rainbow agenda. If you guys can remember me saying that, this is the gay and rainbow agenda. And I still stand behind that today. And even my sisters in Christ have confirmed that this is definitely a rainbow and gay agenda. Now, I pulled out this flyer, and I know her name is misspelled in this flyer. I can clearly see her name is misspelled in that flyer. I don't need nobody to drop in the chat room that her name is misspelled in the flyer. But keep in mind that Janetta Gus, which is Brittany's best friend, is the one that posted this flyer. Now we can go back and talk about Brittany. We can talk about the stuff in natural, but I'm about to take y'all somewhere real quick if y'all want to see it and pay attention. I'm about to take y'all somewhere. Hey, People's Lounge. We're gonna take y'all somewhere real quick. Melissa, you
Oh,
ready to take them somewhere real quick?
child. Is y'all ready?
Okay,
I
how about this? Drop me a one if y'all ready to go somewhere real
If
quick.
y'all ready to go
Yeah,
somewhere.
because it ain't about whether or not we ready to take y'all. Are y'all ready to go? Or if y'all want to just talk about
Mm,
Brittany, I think she did it. I really do think she did it. I really think Darion's clearing up her mess. Do y'all want to talk that or y'all ready to go somewhere?
mm,
Let us
mm.
know.
Oh, Jesus. Lord.
I was
Thank
so
you.
ready to go somewhere. I had to ask Melissa, can you join me on this live? Because I'm gonna be running. I'm gonna be tagged. I'm gonna need you to pick up where I left. I'm gonna have to like tag you in like a relay race. I'm gonna have to slap your hand. You're gonna have to go. You're gonna get tagged. You have to slap my hand.
Mm, 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 mm.
Okay, they ready. They ready.
Okay.
They said we already know the main details of this case. So they said let's break this thing down spiritually. Okay, so the
I'm
first thing I
telling
said,
you.
I'm gonna let you talk, Melissa. I'm about to let you go ahead and just take over. All right. I'm about to just say, just to remind people that even though her name is misspelled in here, don't worry about that. The fact that Jeanette Gus is the best friend of this supposed to be Maleah's godmother,
Mm,
right? This supposed to be
mm,
Maleah's godmother. Okay, so she still shared this flyer. So this flyer is very important because not only is this flyer a Justice for Maleah flyer, but the fact of the matter that Brittany's best friend, quote unquote, Maleah's godmother, shared this particular flyer. So that's why we pulling this flyer up and we looking at this flyer. Melissa, you can go ahead, honey. Let me mute up.
listen. And I'm gonna need you to get that the other picture with the circle around it ready, sis.
I got you.
Okay. So Maleah, Maleah, Malika, when she and here I go. Listen, I'm sounding like you, Kanisha and Kanika, child.
That's
Malika,
okay. Our names are so similar. I always get it tongue twisted.
mm,
That's
mm,
good.
mm, Malika said she tagged me into this photo and she said, "What do you see when you see this?" And instantly my spirit was aggravated. Because what I saw, unicorns, rainbows, excuse me, butterflies, pixies, pixie dust. Y'all see the little looks like little flashes of light, pixie dust. I instantly thought of Peter Pan and Pan the Pan God. If anybody don't know who Pan is, we talked about Pan briefly when we did the Save the Children, and we were talking about R. Kelly the Pied Piper, Michael Jackson being considered um, Michael Jackson with the Neverland Ranch. That was like Peter Pan. Pan, it's a god. He is the god of exactly, Teresa, like the forest, woods, nature. These things I've seen trees, so I instantly thought about Nimrod and Baal, and all these different false gods came into play. And then as we were going, as I said all that, she was like, "Wow!" Like So then we had another sister who commented and said, I see a man in the trees. And I had thought I saw this man in the trees, but she comes in and she confirms what it was that I was seeing. And so when I looked at it, I'm like, what in the world? That is Pan overlooking the children, overlooking the children. This is what's going on. Pan, he is the God, and I'm gonna break it down for you briefly. Pan is the god of we talked about him being a god of nature, but just to give you a little backdrop on him, I'm gonna read the actual description as it's given. And let me just get to it if y'all give me one quick second.
And let me just say this real quick while she was describing the butterflies, you see the unicorns, you see the trees, bushes. Let me also keep in mind, you guys, you see the hand over the mouth.
I forgot about that again.
Please drop me a one if y'all hear me and if y'all see this. Y'all see the hand over the mouth symbolism. For those that don't remember us speaking on the hand of the mouth symbolism or what we talking about right now, just follow along with us, okay? But you also see the Illuminati hand over the mouth symbolism. Go ahead, sis.
Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so in the ancient Greek religion and mythology, Pan is the god of the wild, shepherds, and flocks. I need y'all to understand. Quanell X is like a shepherd. The people who follow him are his flock, okay? Nature of mountain wilds, rustic music, and impromptus, and the companion of nymphs. Here we go with the mystical stuff, okay? He has hind quarters, legs, and horns of a goat, just like the Baphomet, y'all, in the same manner as a faun or a satyr. With his homeland in rustic Arcadia, he is also recognized as the god of the fields, groves, wooded glens, and often affiliated with sex or sexuality. Because of this, Pan is connected to fertility and the season of spring, regardless of how we are still in spring. The ancient Greeks also considered Pan to be the god of theatrical criticism. The word panic ultimately derives from the god's name. So understand the panic that Brittany is experiencing that she had when all this stuff came out into the open. This is this is what happens. This is when you deal with that God, this is what you get. But you also need to understand in Peter Pan the story, it was explaining Pan. When these children went to Neverland, when they came back to real life or the reality of life, they forgot what they had experienced. Darian. Right now, Darian is talking about he's mentally he needs a mental evaluation because he really is has been dealt with this God, this false God. You will forget there. That's what happened when they came from Neverland. When they took the children to Neverland, the pixie dust brought them back to real life, and they did not remember what actually happened. Do y'all follow me? Do y'all follow what I'm talking about?
I'm following you, sis, all day. Because
So,
this all adds up to what we've been talking about. They just
and
made
this is
another
why you
move
can't.
while we was awake.
Exactly. And this is why um you cannot get rid of the yes, when they went into that Neverland, understand that they were considered to be the ones who they didn't like what was going on at home, so they rebelled and they went to Neverland so that they can get away from everything. So to understand Pan the God, to understand that they've created stories about Peter Pan and made him appear. If you see that man up in the shadow, he's watching over the children. This is what is happening with the children. And they use the parents with the anytime the enemy comes in, he can only come in through an open gate. As I've explained on my channel, it's just like the police can't come and kick in your door without having a warrant for arrest. A warrant has to have proof of some sort for them to get into there. How could they be infected with this demon? Because there was an open door of abuse and hatred and things like that for the come on, this little girl that had already had brain surgery. How did she hit her head like that? What where are you that you didn't even know that allegedly that you didn't know that this man came back into your house with your child? A 3-year old, 4-year old child is not no quiet. They listen, they making some kind of announcement when they come in.
Melissa, let me just go back to what you just said a minute ago because you just hit something. Um, remember when you was talking about murder by numbers,
Mm-hmm.
and remember they was saying how with murder by numbers you kill in a way that how did they use it again?
You harden your heart. Your heart is
Not
hardened.
that part, but the other way that they do it, like through some type of
Oh, with the
pill or
pill.
injection.
Something that's not messy.
They said something that's not messy, quote unquote. Okay, so the lyrics to this song is say, whenever you do murder bad numbers, you do a murder that's you do it in a way that's not messy. And so it just made me think that, okay, now when you just said something about how did that baby, suffer these brain injuries. Okay, remember she said something about the baby just falling off the table, just flat off the table. It makes me wonder, was she drugging her? Was she drugging her before? And remember, we have Darion's statement saying nothing bad, quote unquote, nothing bad happened to Maleah, or she didn't really something, which we don't really believe what he's saying. As far as we know, of course, something bad happened to her. Hell, she was found in the trash bag. But I'm saying though, could it be? Is it possible that the murder bad numbers, the gang, what they're doing, they're actually doing and using drugs, injection, pills, stuff that's not messy? Because back in the day, a gang type of hit or a hit from an organization would be something that would be considered messy. They would do drive-bys. Then next thing you know, the other, people would come back and retaliate or something like that. It seemed like to me the more modern day type of hit is like something that's the murder by number hits is something that's not messy. To whereas they using lethal injections and they using pills and stuff like that to sedate them or to knock them out or you know what I'm saying, why they abuse them or something like that. I don't know. I'm just seeing that. So you made a valid point when you brought that up. Like, at the table, it could have been a fact that she could have gave that girl something to where it knocked her out, or she passed out at the table and hit her head on the way to her fall. You see what I'm saying? And when she knew, like, okay, we might have to get her some treatment because she could have some inner bleeding going on.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, this is just understand that again, we stand on over here that this battle is not against flesh and blood, it's against principalities, rulers, and wickedness in high places. Pan is a ruler. You see all that we see going on right now in today, and especially targeting the children, because although it's Satan and a third of the angels that was cast down, they really they're still in competition because they got pride. It's a pride thing. So everybody has pride. It's a spirit of competition that so they trying to make their part of the kingdom outshine the other parts of the kingdom.
But they all at the same
Understand?
time, they all together. Because
They're
like
all
you said
together.
before, it's not no red versus blue, black versus white. It's kingdom versus kingdom. The good kingdom, God's kingdom versus satanic versus the dark kingdom. That's what it is at the end of the day. And yeah, Kanisha, you right. And they said that it happened at her mom's house, but at the same time she had her children taken away from her. So I don't know. I really don't know.
If you
But yeah,
haven't
that
seen
is a good
anything,
point you made. They do
even in the
have her.
Marine Kingdom, which we talked about the Marine Kingdom, you got the one little girl just got her leg bit off up above the knee. I'm telling y'all, stay out the water. All of
Okay,
them.
so and Kanisha, you made a good point too. They do have her in the woods, and she was found in the woods. So that's something I didn't really pay attention to because it was so much about this flyer that disturbed me when I first seen it. I didn't even see the guy at the top until one of our sisters had pointed it out in the group. And then when Melissa made that correlation with the Peter Pan and the sprinkling of the dust, and I got to seeing everything. I have already seen the butterflies, already seen the unicorns, but I'm gonna tell you guys when you're looking at this flyer, it's so much more. It's like a duality too, okay? Because we just showed you guys, well, I just showed you guys the agenda, not the agenda, the benefit um, from those who play at a lower level. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, but they're at the top of the pyramid, but from a lower level standpoint, as far as the activists, the parents, and stuff like that. I showed you guys how they could benefit politically, but I'm gonna show you guys how when it comes to the higher ups, how it becomes because I remember seeing in the chat room, I think it was from you, Kanisha, saying that is this propaganda or something like that. Well, I'm gonna show you guys how a story, okay, don't just get thrown away, especially a story in the hood, a good story or something like that, or a good sacrifice from one of their own or something like that. It don't, it get regurgitated, it get used, it get it gets used for their own personal agenda. So we're gonna show you guys how it's also used for their own personal agendas to push forth whatever it is they're trying to push forth. And so all the energy that they collect, it goes to this agenda. Okay, so also pay attention to what the things that we just pointed out, and I'm getting ready to show y'all something else. Pay attention to the things that we just pointed out in this flyer: the butterflies, the unicorn, um, the colors, the rose. Just pay attention to that. Okay. Now let me show you guys the agenda, which this becomes a government, yes, a social experiment, as Kanisha has said, a government propaganda, however, whatever you want to call it. Okay, but let me show you guys the hidden agenda behind everything. Okay, so right here we got another photo. Let me show this other photo of Maleah real quick, so y'all don't just think it's just that one, because it's not. They have a lot of photos and a lot of beautiful flyers going around of Maleah. Okay, but you guys have to keep in mind that these photos are meant to pull on your heartstrings, but at the same time, some of these things have hidden symbolism, just as the one we just showed. And a person with just the natural eyes looking at that photo would say, "Oh my God, okay, look at this. They got the butterflies right here. They got the unicorn right there." They wouldn't see anything about it. They wouldn't be able to compare that to Peter Pan.
Look at the pixie dust around the baby.
Look at the pixie dust around it. See,
Mm.
people now, it takes that spiritual discernment to be able to take the Holy Spirit to be able to see that, y'all. People would have not caught up on that. But let me go ahead and point something else out. I wanted to show y'all this picture so y'all can understand how or why they associate Maleah to the unicorn. Okay, this, like I told, like when we talk about government agenda and we talk about hidden agendas, or let me not say government, when I'm just gonna say secret agendas or hidden agendas. When we talk about those things, it's always a hidden cause, plan, everything behind it. Okay. So let me show you guys this right here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about.
And Tia just brought up the color purple again, and as soon as she thought about that, I thought about the movie. Think
Oh,
about the
gosh.
movie.
We already know the color purple is Illuminati colors.
Yeah, but
Y'all should
even
know that by
not.
now.
I'm thinking about the movie. You have a man who got a young girl that he done brought in there to raise his children. He wasn't even worried about his own children. And they didn't they treated her like trash. They didn't like her. All these different things. That movie is still speaking volumes now. So yeah, I believe it. I would have to, even though it would hurt my feelings that the color
Okay, so
purple.
I want y'all to pay attention to the rainbow and everything that we just seen in that last photo. Take y'all minds back to that last photo that we just seen. Okay, that I just showed you guys with the unicorn, the butterflies, all that beautiful stuff, the rainbow. I want you guys to understand that these are symbols of the gay and lesbian community. These are symbols of the gay and I don't know what more to say. What do they call it? LGBG community? Is that what they call it? LGBT?
LGBTQ. Child.
Okay, that. These are the symbols of that. So the whole thing, okay, I want you guys to pay attention. So I found a post from somebody that's representing. She said, it's my birthday today. What better than a rainbow, butterfly, unicorn, kitten? And remember in that photo, we saw what? The rainbow, the butterflies, the unicorn. Now, this is why I told you guys that this was a homosexual, gay and lesbian. I said, and I also used the word rainbow type of agenda. Now, remember at the beginning of the story, we don't know whether or not the dude was gay. He's confessing right now, and Darion is saying he had a mistress, he had another woman, but he's saying he's not gay. But based off the story, based off the propaganda, based off the experiment, are y'all following me? That they pushed in front of us, Darion was gay. Why did they tell us that Darion was gay and caught Bad Brittany sending pictures of himself to another man? Because this is the agenda. This is the pictures they wanted to paint. Because this is the agenda that they are pushing right now. Okay, and what I want y'all to understand is why they have Maleah shown with butterflies, rainbows, unicorns. Because this is my proof right here that this is a gay and lesbian type of agenda, a rainbow agenda. Okay, don't believe me, just watch. This is what they push. Okay, just for those that don't know, I'm showing y'all a photo right now of a t-shirt. Okay, of a t-shirt. The t-shirt say, I'm not gay, I'm super gay. All right, on the shirt, you got the rainbow colors and you got what? A unicorn. Whew, I'm hoping they following us, Jesus. I'm hoping they following me.
Yes, I mean the whole
I hope
thing
I'm
is
hoping they
that,
following me, Lord. I'm hoping
listen,
they following me.
it's a pride thing, y'all. We got 15 dislikes because it's of people's pride. It's
Mm,
unified pride. Again, this is the word that he gave me to speak just the other day. Is pride is still pride. It's the very same thing that got Satan cast out of heaven. So if you
mm,
think that you're going to heaven with pride, I'm here to tell y'all, thus saith the Lord, you're not. This fire that's burning y'all up, that singes your pride, is being done to help to save your everlasting life in the name of Jesus Christ. Like, I'm dead serious. Y'all got to get that pride up out of you and understand that it's not because I hate you, but I stand for God first. And like it say in the word, you got to be willing and willing and able to forsake everybody else and their pride and their prideful ways and the things that they believe, leaning onto their own understanding, and go with God. Period.
And I
He's the
don't
only
understand why
one who
people
got
hate me
control.
so much because to be honest with you, I don't even y'all are my witness.
They don't
Sometimes
hate
I don't
you.
even
It's
know
not.
what the
It's
heck I
not
be
even.
speaking.
It's,
And then
if
next
they
thing you
knew
know, he
like I
come back with
knew,
confirmation like this. When I said that I believe that this was a rainbow gay agenda, I went by a simple piece of the story that stood out to me that the Holy Spirit shined light on me. I didn't even have the pictures of her with the unicorn. I wasn't even able to correlate none of that stuff yet. It's like he be coming right behind me when I'm ready to give up, when I'm ready to say, you know what, they not getting it. Father, he come right behind me and confirm it, like, boom, show them this. Boom, show them this. This is not my prayer. This is not my work. This is the work of the Father, y'all. If y'all can't see it, I'm just merely a vessel. Melissa's merely a vessel, and we delivering y'all what's given to us from heaven up above. They tell y'all as above, so below. We telling y'all down here on earth, we is communicating with heaven, and heaven is responding. If y'all don't want to hear it, then what more can I say? Don't hate me, hate the word.
and you said it right there. It's not that it's not you that you hate me. You might not like what I'm saying, but really, if my father, and I'm telling you the truth, my father is the one who set me here. This is not something I want to be out here telling people. I don't want to come and tell
Exactly.
y'all that you need deliverance, because he can deliver you, but you have to be willing and accept humility, because humility is what gives you humbleness.
I hope people don't think
Unless
I
you
want to be out here calling out all these groups and thinking this
unless
is
you
something that I
willing,
stand for myself because this is a dangerous situation. This is a dangerous seat to be in. I got something else to show y'all. Hold on. This is a dangerous seat to be in. You see what I'm saying? And that's why I said if I'm gonna do it, Lord, I'm not gonna do it playing with nobody, and I'm definitely not about to be playing with the devil. Period. Because this is a dangerous place to be in. And a lot of people that's talking crap or down in your videos that don't like you or whatever, they wouldn't be in your shoes at all. They couldn't do what you do.
no, they will be unified with you, and everybody, the blind lead the blind, and they all end up in the pit of hell, y'all. I'm just
Period.
trying to help say, tell everybody that I know somebody who can save anybody. At the end of the day, we done all been some things. We done all did some stuff. But at the end of the day, you have to realize that how you went about life and how you went about the things in life is wrong. They took a covenant mark, which is the rainbow that God created to remind us that he is God and he is God all by himself, and that you are his people, to remind you that even after the rain and the sun comes out, there comes a rainbow to remind you that yes, you will cry, yes, you will be hurt, but there will be sun afterward. Just let him do the work. And they perverted it.
And to pull together what Melissa pointed out to you guys about the pixie dust and the Peter Pan, and what I pointed out to you guys about how it have a duality meaning that flyer, and what I pointed to you guys out about the gay pride, it comes together. Look at this shirt right here. You can see it both together. You see the rainbow and you see the unicorn, which both is representation of gay pride. But also at the top of the unicorn, what do you see? You see magical, right? The unicorn represent magical, just as well as the fairy does, just as well as Peter Pan. You see what I'm
And
saying?
look
So
at the
that's
little, look at the fallen stars. Y'all see the fallen stars? The fallen angels also could symbolize pixie dust. Magic is fake. It is a fake,
right.
it's an illusion.
And so that's what that unicorn, the unicorn that they have her singing in, and you notice how they say the not the unicorn, but the My Little Pony was her best friend, and you see her in the unicorn shirts and stuff like that because that's a representation of magical as well as gay. So that's the kind of like put everything together, as to what we was pointing out in that flyer. So that's she's used for the gay agenda, and also you see the whole Peter Pan thing, everything that Melissa was pointing out too as well. So it's yeah, this the rabbit hole goes deep in this case. It's not just based off of what they bring it to the forefront. Okay, we can stop right there if you don't want to travel down the rabbit hole, but it definitely goes deep. Okay, it definitely goes deep. It's definitely a hidden agenda behind it. All right, so that's one thing we really wanted to point out, that the unicorn, the rainbow, all of that stuff, like you said, he have taken this stuff, he made his mark on it, and it represents magical, gay. Anytime you see somebody with gay, they got on different colors, and they look like fairies, or they represent fairies or unicorns or pixie dust. You see what I'm saying? It's all the same type of thing. Okay. If
It's
anybody
a
don't get it,
shame,
please
man.
let me know, because I'm explaining it the best way I can.
It's a shame. I have a pair of glasses that has on the arms of them, it's the color of the rainbow, and people will look at me and ask me, are you gay? No, I'm not. Like at the end of the day, it's a sad shame when you have to explain your reason for wearing rainbow colors because it has been perverted so much that we have become desensitized to what is real, what is true, what is the truth. Let God be the truth and every man a lie. Even if I'm telling you something and you go and read in the word that it's something opposite, I just like I came out here in public to state it, I will come out here in public and retract it. But there is so many people filled with their pride that they do not want to accept the fact that this is what is going on and that it is witchcraft. Period. It's manipulation. God does not manipulate nobody. He won't even manipulate you into coming into the kingdom. He will allow you to come to him with broken and a contrite spirit, to come to him so he can bind it up and put it back together. It's sad and it's a shame. It's a shame and a scandal. I can't remember what YouTube says it, but it's scandalous. He's sitting up here telling people, giving them false hopes and false dreams. Like we said, look at Jesse Jackson, Al Sharpton, Quanell X, all these people who were manipulated into thinking that they could get riches down here on earth. And God tells you that it would be easier for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than it would be for a rich man to get into heaven. You store your treasures up in heaven. You stay low down here. Be as wise as a serpent, but as gentle as a dove. And gently, I'm telling y'all, we out of order. And don't nobody like to be told that they wrong about something, that they've gone through their life and they've accepted some things that are wrong and out of order. But don't believe what I said. Believe what God said. And if what I speak is what the word says, is consider it confirmation and accept it and repent. How many tornadoes, Antoine, did you say that you had in your hometown area in the past month? We're seeing tornadoes, we're seeing floods, we're seeing earthquakes. You're going to see more. You're going to see people's houses floating down the street. If we can't humble ourselves and pray and seek God's face for what is the truth, because we're being judged even now with the thumbs down and the likes. He's been telling me to tell people who you go along with, the companies that you keep, 15 in a month. When have y'all seen this? We have not seen. You got sharks, great whites, a bunch of them, all up and down the coast, from New York, from Connecticut, all the way down to Florida, y'all. Every dark kingdom is running amok right now, and y'all, and don't nobody want to accept that and see that these little girls and these children that are being abused, manipulated, molested, raped, killed, murdered, all these things is trying to tell you what he's trying to show us what is happening to his actual children, which is all of us.
That's why those that's attacking us, they demons. Period. They demons. They got to be dark. That's just. It's no other way to explain it. They got to be dark.
But it's the thing that pulls on our heartstrings are the babies, but we are his babies. And so he's trying to get us older folk to look at and our attention to these babies and try to tell y'all that this is what's happening to each of us.
That's right.
Demons kill them
And be
babies,
these
and
baby
demons is
coverings.
killing us.
And be they coverings and they protectors. And how we gonna cover these babies when we don't even know what forces of evil that we facing?
How
That
can
we
we cover
facing.
somebody else and we out here naked?
Everybody just talking about they want Brittany, arrested, da 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 da. And like I guess my whole 2 hour lab should just be talking about Brittany and how I want her arrested badly. But we have to understand we do not wrestle with flesh and blood. Like the word have already spoken and already said we are not wrestling with flesh and blood. Yes, it was Brittany the person. Yes, it is Brittany the person who we want thrown behind bars. At the end of the day, this is a spirit that's operating. These are kingdoms that's operating, and this stuff won't stop. It won't end until we learn as the people and come together and learn how to fight against the darkness of evil. Other than that, like, it's just gonna keep happening. And people gonna keep ignoring it or speaking from the flesh, but not really handling this thing spiritually. And so hopefully that's what we do. Hopefully over here in this channel, we awaken people to what's going on spiritually. And let me make sure that link goes into the chat room too, because I want you guys to join the Facebook group, and join the fight, and let's actually fight against the evils of darkness, because y'all, that's what's going on right here. We're not going up against Brittany and Darion. No, it's these spirits, it's the kingdom that's operating, it's the agendas that's being pushed forth, it's the attacks that's happening on our children. You see what I'm saying? This is the spiritual warfare that we in, plain and simple. And we have to learn how to intercede. We got to learn how to resist. We got to learn how to protect. You see what I'm saying? And unless we have these conversations, this stuff will just keep happening, and nothing is nothing nobody can do about it. Just plain and simple.
Listen,
But
because if
y'all
y'all think that
also
the
see the
devil is weak, he gonna chew you up and spit you out. He gonna tear you up. If you want to keep on, y'all, like it say in the word, resist the devil and he will flee. It don't say approach the devil unless you got the sword, which is the word of God. It's a lot of people walking up and thinking that they got the power and the strength enough in your own flesh and might that you can handle this. I'm here to tell you, he is dogging you. He hates you. He hates your children. He, especially the children, because they are pure. One thing about Maleah is she is in the arms of the Father. She is harmless, blameless, without sin, righteous. She is in the arm. I'm telling you what I know. She's in the arms of the Father. We, on the other hand, who want to keep on running up with the devil and thinking that we got it under control, he gonna dog you. He gonna dog walk you. He hates you. He doing all this to all them thumbs down. He hates you too. He don't like you, but he's glad that he can go up there to God and say, "Look, God, look at your children. They won't even open up their eyes and see. They were being judged and they don't even know that they're being judged. And I'm not throwing out no curses on you. I'm just telling you what thus saith the Lord. You're being judged by the whole pride, by the whole fact that you do not want to accept the truth. And the truth is what makes you free. The devil going to tell you a lie. He going to tell you he going to give you all these kingdoms. But the moment that you stop sacrificing your soul to him, you come to the open eye of repentance, he going to snatch everything that he ever gave you back. And you going right to hell with him if you want to continue to rock out with him. He don't love nobody. He loves himself. And at the end of his life, his reign, he knows just where he's going. The only thing he wants to do is take you with him. So if we want to sit up here and keep on thinking it's a game, understand he hates you.
Okay, y'all. I
Period.
just dropped the link to the Facebook group. You guys go ahead and go ahead and click that link. And if you do not have a Facebook page, go ahead and create a Facebook page. The only thing we ask is that you just make an announcement, let us know who you are, and that's it. But like I said, if you feel like you called to bring down the kingdom of darkness, if you feel like you called to fight for these children, to fight in this warfare, how about this? If you are awakened to what's going on right now, if you are awakened spiritually, we'd love to have you. If you are a prayer warrior, we would love to have you. So please click that link and join us in this fight. I got to get ready to get off of here. We're not going to be too much longer. Melissa made an excellent point. So you guys, this is a spiritual fight, spiritual warfare, um, and everybody is not going to get it, unfortunately. Okay, unfortunately, these cases and stuff and cases like these is gonna happen, and it's gonna be going on for ages. People's gonna be discussing these cases for years and years to come, and people just will not, like, we still discussing Emmett Till case. We still discussing other people that have been sacrificed for the agenda before this, and we still just now waking up, or some people still haven't yet to wake up to the truth behind these cases. So I just wanted to point that out. Melissa, is there anything you wanted to say before we go? We got like 10 minutes left. I got to get out of here at
I
three
mean,
o'clock.
I like
Is there anything? But hold on, I wanted to ask you. I know you want to run circles, but I wanted to ask you: was there anything that you want to say based off of the Rainbow Coalition, and what revelation you got based off of that? And I'm gonna put that picture back up again, and I'm gonna kind of end it on that note, about what we think about these modern day activists and things like that, and the revelation that you got based off of the Rainbow and the Rainbow Coalition. If you want to speak on that a little bit.
yeah. When every time Malika was talking about rainbow, I just kept hearing in the spirit Rainbow Coalition, and I had to remember where did that come from, and it came from Jesse Jackson. Jesse Jackson was one of the first people to roll that out. Was
I
Rainbow
actually took up and
Coalition,
said that. I actually took up and said it in one of my videos.
and um the coalition is like an assembly. It's like a group of people. It's a coalition. It's a group of people fighting for whatever cause or whatever it is that they're talking about. So every time that she talked about Rainbow Coalition, like I said, it kept sending me to Jesse Jackson, who I believe to be a false, and he was a reverend. They Reverend Jesse Jackson, who to me is a false prophet because you're out here speaking um false. At the end of the day, like I said, Father would tell you either you're for me or you're against me. If you're against me, then your father is the father of lies. It's not God. So it's only two ways that it can go. So when he spoke that, this was even before they adopted the rainbow, the gay community, before they even adopted the rainbow as their mark. Do you see what I'm saying? So again, if you don't believe in the agenda, you have to go all the way back. Sometimes you got to get to the root of the thing. Think about when it was first stated. And when he first stated it, look at these false prophets. They come out here appearing as an angel of light, and everybody want to say kumbaya and peace here and peace there. It's not going to be no peace because it's divided. It's either you're with the light or you're with the darkness, period. That's it. It's not no gray area. Even if you decide that you in between, you on the fence, you straddle the fence, you are then lukewarm, and he will still spew you out of his mouth. Period. It's not no in between. And I just need people to understand that the coalition that was spoken of back then is in full effect now, and the whole goal was for new world order. And as soon as world order comes into play, it's going to anybody who is opposite or opposing that, they're going to usher in the martial law because it's going to be a whole lot of heated tension. And that's gonna be the biggest battle that you ever seen in your life. So until we want to get to that place of humbling and praying against these powers, against these people, y'all need to understand that exactly, Kelly. People are being lovers of themselves. These are the
And
children
we
are being
seeing it because they
disrespectful.
lovers of money, either money or mammon.
Exactly. But
Either
the
lovers of
money,
mammon or
what
lovers
does
of
the money
themselves.
do? The money contributes to themselves. They're not out here,
Right, right.
they're not
That's
out
what I'm
here taking
saying.
care of the orphans, the poor, or the widows. They are only worried about taking care of themselves.
Because they
Anytime.
doing all this stuff for their own greed, their own
Mhm.
gain. You see what I'm saying? Whether it's clout, money, or whatever. So what does that show you? They lover of themselves. If they not
Exactly.
out here actually fighting for Kanika or was really in a fight for Maleah, you know what I'm saying? But it was some type of evil, dark, hidden agenda, then that goes to show you right there they lover of themselves because they was only in it for the clout and the money,
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
right? So that's
Absolutely.
exactly what we seeing. Men who are lover of themselves to where
And
they
we got
willing to go
people,
lie on
yep,
about a dead girl. Okay, see what I'm saying to the whole public, to the whole world, so they can get in position or get some money.
yep. It's like, even now you got people that are mad because Jay-Z just came out talking about how much money he got, whatever, whatever. And so you have people that are saying the only people who are mad is the broke people. No, as a matter of fact, I'm hurt that y'all want to sit up here and talk about somebody else's net worth when we see all this poor in our country. We see all these people suffering in our country. I don't care what they said they did for out here in the public to get accolades and pats on the back for themselves. At the end of the year, they still wrote it off as taxes. They didn't do it for the good of the people. They did it as a publicity stunt for themselves, y'all.
Amen. The cold, cold world we live in, y'all. Cold world we live in.
And Kelly just said something about Maleah's her organs is missing. I already knew that.
Y'all just keep this in mind. If Maleah's organs are gone, I'ma know something, y'all. I don't even think they would even tell us the truth whether or not her organs is gone. That's why I believe we was already fed this bull tail story about her being ran over by the lawnmower. Most of us don't even believe that story to be true. I don't. I think that that'll just be like up in the air. Just the same thing as with these other cases we looked at, up in the air, whether or not her organs was actually missing.
Yep.
So
And I have a sister that's down in Florida. She said on the news that the man said that he never ran over her.
see, then it was also brought up too, you guys. I got to get ready to go, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it like this, and we'll definitely come back and have this discussion again. But it was also said too that they had some dogs that was out there in that same area on the scene just the day before the confession. So I can't wait till that information get out. And also, I don't know if y'all know, but they have subpoenaed Quanell's ex cell phone records. So I can't wait to see what come out of that. It'll really show us how covered up this thing is because the rabbit hole goes deep. But we'll be able to see how much pool Masonic pool is. Whatever group is behind this, we'll be able to see how much pool they have. We'll be able to see how deep this thing goes, depending on the cover up, depending on how much this thing get covered up. But I gotta get ready to go. I gotta get ready to get up out of here. I love you guys. Stay safe, stay prayed up, and we will come back to y'all when we get some more information. All right?
Yeah, I'm
All
about
right,
to
we
jump
out
on
there.
myself. So I'm about to go on over there and jump on. I got this fire again, so I'm gonna